Yo, make sure you got your paperwork straight. I got Mickey the Truth.
Let's get one thing clear. This your girl, Mickey Truth. South Carolina, 803 to be exact. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mickey Truth, aka the Queen of Paperwork, and I am back with another video. As always, all information contained in this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. All information used in this video is per the Fair Use Act, and any conclusion that you draw is on you, not me. So,
the loudest is the weakest. Give a fuck about what they scream.
what's up, Truth Team? So, y'all know we've been on live for 7 hours today. And the YSL trial definitely took us for surprise, all right? So if you haven't heard, which you probably have because it's viral everywhere right now, Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, was held in contempt of court. He was arrested during court. They finally decided that he could be a part of the trial because Thug is like, I'm not moving forward without my main lawyer, okay? But he'll have to spend 20 days, which is going to be broken up into weekend jail, right? Starting this Friday, all the way up to like August something, okay? As we was talking about on live, a lot of actual attorneys and lawyers have been speaking out, okay? But before we get into that, because y'all know I like to follow the lawyer that Kodak Black uses, and he had a lot of things to say as far as from a attorney's perspective in breaking things down, so I'm going to play that. But before we do, it was confirmed that Brian Steele's wife, who is actually an attorney, filed an appeal on his behalf. It was uploaded already to the court. And, you know, who knows what tomorrow will hold, okay? So let's get into it and listen into what the actual attorney has to say from his perspective. Follow him on IG. It's Law Iron on IG. All right, let's get it.
Could the feds pick it up? Yeah, the feds could. I don't know if they're going to. My guess is they won't. This is a real shit fest, and the feds like very clean cases. This is about as filthy as you can get. The witnesses are all making a mockery of the state attorney's office. They listed, I don't know, 600 or 700 witnesses, which is completely idiotic. It should have been pared down significantly. They have really. I don't know if their goal was to cripple the defense by having individuals show up every day for the next year and ruin your law practice. But I think that's probably what their goal was. Their goal was, but not very smart. And I don't have a lot of good things to say about how this case is being prosecuted. The judge denies every motion. And I don't mind when a judge denies motions if the judge is denying the motion based on the law or based on some sound reasoning. I'm a fan of the Constitution. I'm a fan of following the law that's out there. And judges aren't there to create new law. They're just there to follow the law. And to create new law, that's the legislature. That's who should be in charge of that. But some judges, like this judge, I think get their ego bruised and then make very, very poor decisions. Will Brian lose his license? Absolutely not. What do I think will happen? I think the judge is going to lose his judgeship. And I think he's going to be looking for a job within a year is my guess. I don't know how he became chief judge. But maybe it's a popularity contest in Georgia, and he's a nice guy when he's off the bench. He looks like a gregarious guy, probably off the bench, and he might be even a fun guy to grab a beer with. But he's certainly not an effective judge or making the right decisions in this case. We don't know what the percentage is in terms of if he wins or loses the case. What else? The Orange County RICO case I can't really discuss because I've been asked to join that defense team. I don't know if I'm going to have the time to do it. I have 2 murder cases coming up in the next 2 months, about a 3-week civil case, and then an attempted murder case that are all going to trial before December. So I'm pretty limited in the time that I have. Could the judge get kicked off the bench? Certainly. That would be up to the JQC. And also, I think he's ripe for recusal as well, which I already discussed. Would a mistrial benefit Thug? Probably not. I think a new judge would probably benefit him. I don't know if a mistrial would benefit him. The state is. I don't know if it would even benefit the state, to be honest with you. This case is just a horrible case. I think that it should be. This should be a case that should have pled out. And it just. I think it got way out of hand. I think a lot of egos were involved. Fannie Willis. It looks like she got in over her head. Let's see what other questions we have. Do you think Steele will have to serve time? I don't know. It depends on when they start the time. I guess if he starts it this weekend, I don't think an appeal will come back before this weekend. But you never know. But I'm sure he'll have to serve a couple days here and there. The horrible thing is he won't have any kind of lawsuit to file because judges have immunity on types of things like this, even though the judge is wrong, and he will be overturned and/or he will be recused from the case because he's a witness. It's a direct conflict of interest, and there's tons of case law right on point. But again, he doesn't follow case law, so why would this be any different? Would he be granted bail after a mistrial? Well, he's only serving weekends. I would imagine that prior to the sentence being imposed, the judge probably could mitigate his circumstances by requesting a bail amount. But I don't believe the judge is going to do that because he likes to be incorrect and do pretty much the opposite. He's like Costanza on Seinfeld, doing the opposite of everything that is correct. Considering your knowledge of the law, being in the judge's position, would you have declared a mistrial prior to these recent actions of the judge? I think there was a lot of opportunity to give a mistrial prior to this in terms of testimony, in terms of things that have been going on. There probably should have been a mistrial even prior to this. But judges sometimes get so deep into a case. It's been 88 days. And if you're 60 days in, you don't want to declare a mistrial, where it took 6 months to, pick a jury. So the problem is that most judges think of that as opposed to justice, and that's where they usually run into some big time problems. What's the difference between civil and criminal contempt with no bond with? Kind of caught the judge, and the judge didn't explain anything. Yeah, I mean, the judge didn't explain anything because I don't think he knows what he's doing. So he's saying that he's holding him in direct criminal contempt, which means direct criminal contempt means that you've done something to prevent the procedure from going forward. In this case, the trial, and that's just not the case because the trial has been continuing to going forward. So that was just a dumb statement in itself. Civil contempt or indirect criminal contempt, there's certain rules that come with both of those. If it's indirect criminal contempt, the lawyer or whoever the judge is holding indirect criminal contempt is afforded an opportunity to have a lawyer, to have a hearing, to have due process. There's a little thing called due process that this judge doesn't even, I don't know if he ignores it or he doesn't like it. This is the first judge I've run across that just does not like the Constitution, I guess. But that's up to this judge in terms of how he conducts himself on the bench. I don't believe that he's conducting himself in a way that is, that a judge should conduct themselves on the bench. I don't know how else to say it. If there's a mistrial, if there's a mistrial, there can always be another application for bond. I don't do family law, so
all this is the weakest. Give a fuck about what they scream.
Holla!
Shout out Mickey. Mickey, you gonna be big. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to conquer the world. Coming from where I come from, they doubted me, but I came up.